welcome to our first podcast. Should we do it then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, what are we saying?
As an intro, let's do it.
This is it.
Let's do it.
Come on.
So as you can tell, a podcast has started in the most articulate way ever.
Of course. Yeah. Right, welcome to our podcast.
Right, let's get down to business.
I'm not saying brand new because I will fucking
Brand new.
Yeah. Grim Reading Kings.
Grim Reading Kings.
And we talk about grim stuff.
Anything paranormal, supernatural,
Lots of murder.
spookies.
Scary skeletons.
And tonight we have some local stories.
Yes, we do.
Close to, we gotta say, well, local to us. Local to wherever you live.
I mean, you might live near us,
Oh,
but who knows?
So we're in Somerset, England land.
Southwest, innit?
Yeah.
But I think we all have stories from different places, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope Sammy hasn't copied my homework. She's got the exact same story as me.
too.
Yeah, that's literally all I did.
I know for a fact you don't have my story.
I know,
it's
no,
like
'cause
10
my-
pages long.
Yeah.
Right, well, would you like to do... So this is the first episode. And the first episode is going to be spoken? The first story is going to be told by
Told.
Tamsin.
Tamsin to
Hi.
serve.
This is Tamsin, by the
I
way.
am Tamsin.
The poosh one.
The bearish one. I'm brand new.
Okay.
Okay, do you want me to start my story?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the story of the Bristol Odeon manager slaying. To start off our podcast for Local Week theme, I have chosen a tale from my home city of Bristol. Of all the stories and cases to talk about from here, this is a true standout. One, because it's the oldest cold case murder in the city, and two, because the Odeon Cinema is one of the most haunted buildings in the southwest. The Odeon Cinema opened in July 1938. The building survived the Second World War thanks to a very brave projectionist who climbed to the roof and put out a bomb that had landed there, saving not just the building and himself but everyone inside the cinema. The cinema sits on Union Street, which did get bombed, and the Odeon was damaged but restored after 2 weeks. In 1940, the Odeon's manager, named Robert Barrington Jackson, fondly named Jacko by friends, left to join the Navy. He saw plenty of action, including being involved in the sinking of the great German battleship the Bismarck, and witnessed the signing of the Atlantic Charter by Sir Winston Churchill and President Roosevelt. He then became a gunnery officer with the minesweeping fleet. Jackson was well liked. He had many friends in show business. He had a short spell in Hollywood as a small part actor and radio announcer. He is credited in the 1938 movie The Adventures of Robin Hood, starring Errol Flynn, which I haven't seen, but it's probably a bit outdated now, to be honest. Jackson and a friend drove from LA to New York in 5 days, which was an impressive feat of the time. He was particularly popular with women, but not so much with their partners. He squeezed a lot into just 33 years of life, as his life would be taken only 7 weeks back as the manager of the Odeon. Wednesday the 29th of May 1946. A thriller called The Light That Failed was playing. The movie was based on the book of the same name, written by Rudyard Kipling.
Rudyard.
Rudyard? Have you heard of him?
No, it sounds better than how I pronounce it anyway.
So he wrote the Jungle Book as well.
What?
Yeah. Rudyard Kipling, I don't know, I'm not sure. The 2,000 packed audience followed the life of Dick and his childhood friend Maisie. By the way, his name is Dick Handler in the film, which I just thought was really funny.
That was on purpose.
Yeah,
His parents are going to name him that.
The movie opens in England, 1865, Fort Healing. The two young friends and a goat are playing on the beach. Dick brings out a gun. He fires 2 shots out to sea. Maisie is then persuaded to use it and also shoots out to sea. Dick shouts when he sees the goat eating the ammo, and Maisie turns with the gun and shoots in surprise. The bullet just misses Dick's eye. He is stunned but recovers and shoots 1 more. After this, a 6th shot was heard, but the source of this shot was unknown. Further into the movie, a notice would appear asking if there was a doctor in the house. Other than this, the audience watched their movie not knowing a murder had just taken place. Staff at the cinema heard commotion coming from Jackson's office. A supervisor entered the room and found Jackson laying by the doorway with blood pouring from his head. He was taken to Bristol Royal Infirmary but died before ever revealing what truly happened. Police looked into the crime. They found no signs of struggle in Jackson's office apart from his chair being knocked over. The post-mortem ruled out self-inflicted injury. He died from a bullet wound to the head that was shot from medium range. One important thing found in Jackson's pocket was the key to the safe, where £800 still lay inside. 2 shots had been fired. One had missed Jackson and had its sound masked by the shot from the light that failed. The second shot was fatal and had been heard. Several sightings were reported by staff of 2 men acting nervously, both wearing shabby clothes, one in a hat. They acted out of place and staff members approached one of them who was sat near Jackson's office. The man said he was waiting for someone. A parking attendant also came forward claiming to have seen a blue car parked for a long time with a well-dressed but flustered woman sat inside. On occasion she would get out of the car and nervously look down the road as if waiting for someone. Just going to turn my page. The morning after Jackson's murder, a nearby cinema had an attempted robbery. The thief was chased away by the night watchman and fled towards Bristol Bridge. Police found no trace of the man. Sightings in the area were called in of the men from the cinema on the night of the murder, but none led to any arrests. In July, a workman doing maintenance on a water tank close to the Odeon made a huge discovery and found a gun. It was a US Army issue Colt 45 semi-automatic handgun, and it was used in the murder. The detectives on Jackson's case joined the military police in their search for a GI from the US Army who had escaped detention in France. They thought he must have boarded a ship to Bristol and he was seen in the city. They never found out if the gun belonged to him, however, as they never found him. Many rumours spread that a disgruntled boyfriend was seeking revenge. Jackson was married with a 4-year-old son when he died. However, he greeted women with a hug or a kiss, including usherettes, waitresses and kiosk girls. This led to jealous partners. There was an incident with a kiosk girl to which Jackson was reportedly innocent but got the blame anyway. In 1975, a 73-year-old ex-serviceman named Frederick Jesser came forward with a detailed theory. He was there on the night of the murder. He saw a man in a dirty raincoat and cap who he believed to be the murderer. He described Jackson as a hail fellow well met sort of bloke, meaning enthusiastically friendly even if not always sincere. And he bet that he was killed because he was too familiar with his staff. In October 1993, local newspapers reported a huge break in the now 47-year-old murder case. Billy the Fish, a monster without conscience, read the headlines, and pictures of the man lined the pages. It was reported that Jeff Fisher, Billy the Fish's son, a tattooist in the area, had walked into the police station to report a bounced cheque. He had instead spilled the beans on who killed Robert Barrington Jackson. Jeff told the police that his father and a friend named Dukey Leonard, really cool name, I love it. Dukey Leonard, yeah, travelled from South Wales to steal the £800 takings from the Bristol Odeon. But they were startled when Jackson had walked in on their attempt. Both men were armed and 2 shots had been fired. Jeff told the police things they had kept secret, so they trusted him. He offered to take them to a terrace house near Newport, where his father's gun lay collecting dust in a secret spot. Billy the Fish had reportedly told his other son Chris about the murder 35 years earlier when on a walk in the Welsh Hills, and told Jeff on his deathbed about the murder. Billy the Fish died in 1989, so could never be looked into by police. Dukey Leonard had also passed away. Jeff said he believed his father had killed another person had no name. He went on to say his father was a monster who never lost sleep over a killing, and his family had been haunted for nearly 50 years. It was time the truth was told and they were freed from the nightmare. The police planned to speak to Fisher's widow, but they could never tie up loose ends. Some people believed this case was solved, but others weren't convinced. Some thought Billy the Fish was just a petty thief and had nothing to do with the murder, and so the infamous Odeon manager slaying remains a mystery. So that's the first part about the murder from the Odeon. So, yeah.
That's pretty intense.
It is intense. It is intense.
I love the 1930s like names like Billy the Fish.
I know, Billy the Fish, Dukey Leonard is my favourite.
Smoky Lips Jackson.
But, yeah, so I had many theories about it. I think it's hard to say, if Billy the Fish didn't do it, then why did his son reveal it? Some like speculation was that they did it for attention sort of thing, because he was kind of a non-gangster wannabe, Billy the Fish was, so they could have said it to boost him after he died. But yeah, I think he probably did it.
Yeah,
I think they can get away with so much stuff back then. It's so cool.
The thing that was weird was that the woman in the car that was parked for ages that kept looking down the road.
Yeah.
Like, if he did this, or the two men tried to steal it, what was she doing? Unless she was the getaway driver.
Yeah, true. But why was she noted in the story? Like, just
and
randomly in there.
And then Jeff never said anything about her at the end when he went to the police. So, yeah.
Plot twist, what if she was a psychic and she knew something was going down, she was just bored that night? Just sat there like,
waiting for it to happen.
Let's see something go on. I would, if I was a psychic.
Yeah. Or plot twist, it was his wife and she set it up. She hated him.
Oh my God.
Could be.
Dun, dun.
What if Billy the Fish's family are listening right now?
Well, they could be. Yeah. Right. So the second part of the story is the haunting side of the Odeon cinema. Right, so I'm going to continue. After the murder, the cinema went back to usual and throughout the years was updated to become a 3-screen cinema. But room 3 would prove to be a problem. The room was cold, audience members would say it was icy and uncomfortable, and complained to staff who... What does that say? Whoever realising... Okay, no. Who, upon realising they could do nothing... I apologise, I can't read my own writing. Upon realising they could do nothing to solve the problem, they would sheepishly apologise and willingly give a refund to any ticket. After a showing of Mona Lisa in Screen 3, staff were clearing away when one noticed a man still sat in row 3. She approached the man and bent closer to explain that they were closing and he had to leave, when the man disappeared through the wall next to him in front of her.
No.
This wasn't an isolated event. Many staff members and public would report seeing a shadowy apparition sat in the 3rd row of Screen 3. He would disappear if approached. Many people reported seeing a figure milling about in the auditorium, who again would disappear when approached. Since Jackson's murder had happened in 1946, the case had mostly been lost to time, and many Bristolians would visit the Odeon never knowing the dark history. Yet many people who visited would never return. Not only did they find it unbearably freezing, they also found it eerie and left feeling creeped out. This led to the cinema receiving 2 exorcisms. An exorcism was conducted in the 90s by Father Lionel Fanthorpe, another really good name.
Really good names in there, isn't it?
He is an author or co-author of over 250 books. He's been president of the British UFO Research Association, and he has presented Channel 4's 14 TV, a paranormal documentary series. He is also a member of the High IQ Society Mensa. He had received a call from a manager working at the Odeon in Bristol. An usher had handed in his notice stating he was too frightened by the building to stay. Instead of accepting this, the manager offered an exorcism and the usher was willing to try. Father Lionel Fanthorpe described the exorcism as one of the most interesting and unusual he had done. He took a medium named Bremner Howes, a gifted and intelligent woman with a law degree and practiced midwife. When they walked into the Odeon, Howes immediately said that there was something strange and evil here. The usher led them to a corridor where he felt the evil presence. Suddenly the usher grabbed his stomach and slid down the wall till he was in a heap on the floor, calling out that something was attacking him and he was in pain. Howes said she could see what was attacking him and described them as a psychic piranha fish. She said, I know, fish. She said they were all over him. Father Fanthorpe sprinkled holy water and said the prayer of exorcism. Howes said the creatures were terrified of the water and they had left down the corridor. The usher stood up surprised and told them the pain had stopped. Father Fanthorpe noticed a sinister smell of death and decay while the attack was happening, and when it was over there was a scent of pine disinfectant. Still with 2 exorcisms, the Odeon cinema still gives many people the creeps, and so if you are in Bristol and fancy a scare, watch a movie in room 3 and keep your eyes on the 3rd row. There we go.
That answered my question right there. I really want to know if it's still there.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
What, the cinema?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the room and everything.
So it has been downgraded now. I think it's a Lidl, and then the upstairs and the side are still the Odeon. So I don't know. I'm assuming that room is still there.
They better have.
Unless they've made it into the freezer department. That kind of makes sense. Because it's so cold.
Free electric.
Yeah.
But imagine going, working in that Lidl and then going into the freezer, because I keep saying I do apologise. When you worked in Iceland before,
Yeah.
What's it like again? Count. When you used to go in the freezer, it used to be spooky.
It wasn't spooky, it's just when... It's just because they could turn the lights off outside and lock you in.
Yeah, but it's a massive,
I always find them really creepy.
I'm sorry.
I only see them in movies, like walk-in freezers.
Could they exist?
I heard a crazy story about a walk-in freezer, so they creep me out now.
Oh, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
We had a small one in the butcher's I used to work in.
Oh.
So that scene in my head, you know when he sat there on the chair and that woman goes over and says, go. Mm-hmm. For some reason that reminds you of Insidious, you know, that little dancing kids in the room is
Oh, yeah.
that freaks me out more than any scene.
Yeah, he's really creepy, that kid.
Because imagine going speaking to someone, they just stand up and then walk through the wall.
Yeah.
Where'd you go from there? I
don't know.
You can't go to your boss.
You or no, they don't.
No.
Do they?
Unless they're just go away, I'm bored, and just
I don't know. There was the one that they said that he disappeared through the wall when she came up and spoke to him. All the others said that when they were approached, they just disappeared. So I guess that was the only time that they'd really been spoken to.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there was a spirit world kind of law. You're not allowed to talk to the living, so he's sat there trying to be inconspicuous next to people.
Yeah.
And fell asleep, and then everyone else is gone. He's stay still.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the worst thing about that, if they had cameras in there and you've got to tell someone you've seen something, then you look back, you're talking to nothing, they think you're absolutely mad.
Oh, that happens so much, doesn't it?
So I did look for any videos from on YouTube of the Odeon, and there was one which is only a 15-second video, and it's of a really heavy, someone tries to open a door or is doing something and they walk away from it, and then a really big heavy iron bar falls down.
Oh god.
Or it springs away from the door.
As if it's been shoved.
Yeah, it did look like it was shoved.
Mischievous ghosts.
Yeah.
I think that's what they got to do. The ones that stay on the planet just here just to mess around.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
I think I would be.
Well, I mean, yeah, you would have to do that for a little bit, 100 years. And then I'd be okay, now I'm ready for the light,
Yeah.
I've had my fun.
No, I want to. Would I?
You wouldn't go to the light by yourself.
No, I was going to say, would I want to stick around on this earth longer than necessary?
You would if Tom was here.
That's true.
Not that you're going to die before Tom, but...
No, I'm going to be longer.
You're going to be longer. Sammy would have been married 6 times.
I'm needy, okay?
Henrietta VIII.
Fucking right.
But I like that. I really want to find out now if the room is still there.
Yeah, we need to go.
Yeah, I've actually never been to it, which is mad.
No, I've gone to Showcase. That's the only one I can...
I always go to View.
Yeah, that's classic
The
those.
one in Longwell Green.
Yeah, Mahe's after it.
Mackies.
But it is so cheap. I looked at the website and it is, if you sign up, you get to watch a film for £5, which is so good.
That is really good. We need to go and watch. Is there any horror films coming out soon?
The Exorcism is out. That looks rubbish.
There's so many exorcism films, aren't there?
Is that the ones with the couple that go around ghost hunting? What's that?
No. The Exorcism was a really old film. It's one of the best films ever made.
Okay.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Well, I think.
That Exorcist.
No, it's actually that Exorcist. We made it, and it's like about 2 little girls that get possessed rather than one.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me.
No.
Do you know what film they should make? The Psycho Piranhas that you were just on about.
I know.
The psychedelic piranhas.
I've never heard that before.
They can call it Billy the Fish.
Oh my god.
The fishes.
Maybe that was that was a sign to say who it was.
That's what I thought.
You've unravelled it.
I didn't even
literally,
think of that.
when you said something about piranhas, I was like, oh, Billy the Fish.
Oh my god, I didn't even... the whole time writing this, I didn't think of that.
I like the bit when it was like,
Genius.
they were scared of the water. This is like such an upside down world.
Not the water, just swimming away.
I would pay to have that ability to see all that stuff. But also wouldn't, because we have to sleep with the doors open because of our dog.
The dog doesn't like being shut out.
That gets me the most is the coats hung up on the door.
Yeah. It's like people who have the chair. We haven't got enough room for a chair in our room. So,
No, we don't
like the
have a chair.
jumping chair.
We've got a banister at the top. So at the top of the stairs, if you put something over the banister, it's really creepy.
Yeah.
So when you go to the loo at night, just someone's there.
The clothes horse have got me a few times.
Yeah.
Because you've had a white t-shirt on the end of it, and I've like rolled over and gone, "Whoa."
No. Yeah, cool. Thank you for the times in.
Oh, no worries.
It's really interesting. We'll have to go there.
Yes.
If anybody has any thoughts or theories.
What's
Who killed?
the psychic's name again?
It's Remna Howells.
The man who was in the high IQ club and he had everything going for him.
Father Lionel Fanthorpe. So most of the information I got from that exorcism, he does an interview on YouTube for like 3 minutes, just talking about this one. But he's got like, I'm pretty sure he's got like a show on Prime. He's got loads of stuff on YouTube. Like he's still going now. I don't think he's an actual priest anymore.
That's still cool.
I'm not sure. But he's a really interesting guy. Like he's so into supernatural stuff.
That's good.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he is a really cool guy. You should watch him on YouTube.
Especially someone who's like high IQ, because normally people in a ghost are like me.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Oh, sick! I love that.
Good.
Yeah, really good.
story.
Good story. Thank you.
Mm.
I was going to say, if any of you guys have any theories
Or experiences if you've been to the Bristol Odeon.
Oh yeah, let us
Because
know.
The other thing was I searched everyone on Facebook and literally so many people were like, I can't go there, it's horrible, it's cold, I don't like going in there. And most people were really surprised that there was a murder in there.
Oh.
Because there's a movie coming out, I think, next year about this case being made in Bristol. And it was posted on Facebook and then people were like, yeah, I will never go in there. I didn't know this, but I find this place so creepy. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Definitely on a list of places to go then.
Yeah, definitely. And
Sorry.
it's on all the haunted buildings list.
Oh, I love looking at those lists, and it's always surprising to find them like what's local. On the
So
list.
much in Bristol is unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That film though, holy shit!
Yeah, we'll have to go. I wonder if it's going to be shown at that cinema.
Oh, if it's not,
It has to be, doesn't it?
Can you imagine?
They
We
have
need to go and
to
see
do a
it.
special opening or something.
it'd be like released in America first, then South Africa, and then by the time it gets over here, Odeon be gone.
Demolished and made into student housing.
I wonder if it's gonna be spot on, because this took a lot of digging. Because everyone would I read so many different reports on it, and they were so wrong.
Well, it has to be dramatised.
Yeah, I guess
dramatised.
They had done that, but they've got dates wrong and stuff, which was really weird.
Oh.
But yeah.
The fish better be in the film. That's what I'm saying. I never want to see anything.
Surely
so
must
much.
be.
They could do a different perspective. Like the woman sat in the car, her story leading up to it.
Yeah.
The goat.
The goat in the movie. Yeah. Oh, the movie as well. The movie, The Light That Failed, is on YouTube. So
Is
you
it?
can watch it. I watched the beginning of it to explain it.
Sorry, I don't mean to talk
It's
over you
okay.
then. Is it a short one? Is it a short film or is it like an actual full-on hour?
Yeah, it's like an hour and 40 minutes, I think.
Oh,
It's in black
long.
and white because it was made in 1939.
It's quite a long one for that, though.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
I
dun.
don't know what it's like. It says thriller, but I don't know. I think it's like a 30s thriller is like a nowadays comedy.
Yeah.
And they're not scary, but
I can watch them happily
yes.
on my own.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Can't watch anything happily though.
No, that's true. That is true.
Well, thank you, Tamsin.
Thank you for that. That's really
You're
cool.
most welcome.
Well, yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
but
just had my head down in my book the whole time. That's all they've seen.
chatting to ourselves. What the hell's all this shit doing here?
Doing something?
I should say it
Telling a
now,
story.
actually. Sorry, I'm just going into my business mind now.
Mhm.
Not business mind, that's a really bad thing to say. It is a business. So, this obviously, this is Monday that you're listening to this. But I believe, is it Friday that is going to be on YouTube? You can actually see us, what we look like,
Yeah,
if you want to.
heaven forbid.
Don't miss out.
No.
This isn't only fans. This is different.
Fans only.
Only phantoms.
Only Phantom of the Opera.
We should have called ourselves that.
God damn.
Okay, scrap that.
That's our backup name.
Yeah, so we also have like TikTok and Instagram and everything. I'll probably list this somewhere, link it somewhere so you know where to find us.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And like subscribe and all that, and
like and subscribe.
follow and
Thumbs up.
because as you can tell, this is our first one. But they will get smoother, I'm sure.
Nah, they're going to get more chaotic. It'll be funny.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we digress slightly.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.